So we find ourselves 10 weeks into the season. How do you assess those opening weeks of the campaign?
Very good. Firstly, immensely proud to be the manager of Maidstone United, to be given the opportunity to take on what we started last season. And I think we've done a good job so far. We're in a good place, a healthy place. We've got a good squad. It's a shame the supporters haven't been in, but those who stream the game, hopefully they've been entertained. And obviously, football was not the most important thing on everyone's minds with this pandemic. So we're grateful. We're in a good place, and hopefully we'll have a good season.
And the squad you put together now, obviously they've got to know each other. It was a bit thrown in, obviously.
Of course, I think we've got 10, maybe more new signings, and it takes time. But when you're given the resources and the money to spend, you've got to spend it wisely. I've tried to do that. I think the backroom staff in Terry, Jim, Dave Richardson, Beth, even Mark, everyone's got on really well and worked really tirelessly to make sure we've got everything in place. It's quite meticulous. What we're trying to do, we're trying to assemble a team and a squad that's going to be hopefully challenging. And I think we're doing a good job at the moment, and the backroom staff have been fantastic.
Now, I think after the way last season finished, no one expected to get through this season without any dramas. But are you surprised the amount of clubs that we find missing games, and obviously we find ourselves without games?
Our club have done their due diligence, quite thorough. If anyone knows Bill Williams, he's got his hands in everything to make sure that the club represents itself in the right way on and off the pitch. And with this pandemic, along with Simon at the club and yourself, we've worked very hard to put things in place to stop us from, having a bout of COVID around us. And I think everyone has done fantastically well. It is around us. We're a Tier 3 club at the moment. But with the procedures in place at our football club, I think we've done really well. And at the moment, we've had no one, have the pandemic hit them. So we're grateful for that too.
Let's talk about the crowds. Obviously, you managed here at the time when there were 2,000 people in the ground. What the atmosphere can be like. How has it been when you're just the walking out, the celebration?
I think it's quite difficult for players because you don't know. It's a leveller. You play home, you play away. It's a leveller. You've got to be mentally strong. You've got to be professional in your application. Even more so now because I think without the crowds, it's a leveller wherever you go. What we've tried to do, we've tried to assemble a squad of personalities and characters that can override and overcome that. I think majority of the time we've done that. If I'm really being crucially disappointed with anything, it's got to be the game against Billericay and Chelmsford. If you look at them two games, we beat Billericay and we beat Chelmsford, we'd probably be pointer off the top, something like that. So in terms of where we are, without crowds, I think we've done ever so well. And I think with our crowd behind us, I think we'll even be better.
Obviously, we should have been playing the FA Trophy. Yeah. Obviously, that previous round's being played in the next few days, and that brings us into the fold on the 15th, followed by potentially another game 4 days later. How do you see this month? Obviously, it's getting quite crammed now with fixtures.
It is, but that's why I've tried to assemble a decent-sized squad. We had a game today behind closed doors to give everyone minutes. We've got one on Tuesday against Watford to give everyone minutes. So I'm trying to keep everyone on their toes. We've modified training drastically. We're utilising the ball a hell of a lot more, even the warm-ups. So the fitness levels are the same. Football fitness to any normal fitness is completely different. So we've modified that with the backlog in mind to try and keep everyone on their toes. So it's working so far. We're going to get injuries, maybe some suspensions. Luckily at the moment, I believe we're near the top of the fair play chart. So it's working so far with the modification we've put in place for training.
Now we teamed up with a company called Fit Together. So all the players now are going out, training and matches with the GPS technology. Yeah. Obviously, it's still very early days in those numbers, but is it helping to see what
it can tell us the maximums and that people have worked at during training. I've asked for position specifics, so it will tell me what a right back should be doing or a left back should be doing. The boys behind the scenes from the university and Antonio, who's been at the club for a while, are working tirelessly to make sure they give me that information, and I can see who's worked and who's not worked. And at the moment, touch wood, everyone's been working really well. It tells me the maximum speed that they're going at and the loads that they're working at. So it's been good. It's good, and I think the technology helps you assess the week and helps you plan for the following week. So, like I said, we plan a week in advance, so we can see what's going to be going on, and it's been really good, useful.
Going back to the squad, obviously you've brought the core in, but then you've also in a very fortunate position that there's an under-23 team, an under-18 team below that you can feed into. We've seen today, for example, someone who joined us at under-8s. Yeah. And you've now had him out on the pitch there today in Max Sutton.
We were quite impressed with him in training. He was told, I was told by the reserve team manager, Simon, that he's someone we should have a look at. We brought him in, he's comfortable on the ball, he's got a good size, good composure. So, we want to try and enhance that reputation. I think he has something. It's up to him how far he wants to develop. It's awing when you first come into a first team environment. He handled it really well. And there's 3 or 4 of them. Perry's done that. Jack Mayhew today played for the first team at right back, started off. So we're always open to looking at players within our club if they're good enough to play. So, but for them, it's a journey. They've got to get on the train and go with the ride, and hopefully they'll get better as it goes along.
Again, I suppose that's a good message to anyone that's in maybe that 16, 18, 23 age gap. The opportunity is there. If
there. If they're better than what we've got, why not? I mean, last season played Tingley. And we've got no problems of playing anyone from the 23s if they're good enough, or even from the youth team. They both handled themselves really, really well today. Composure, good professionalism, done well.
And finally, Braintree next Saturday.
Yeah.
It's actually, next Saturday.
It is next Saturday, yeah.
Of course, it's one of your former clubs as well, so how do you see that one going?
We want to win, don't we? No allegiance to anyone. We wear the colours of Maidstone United, we represent the club, and we want to get back on track. I think the last 2 or 3 games we've done well. The last game against Dorking I thought was an exceptional performance. We didn't deserve to lose. We deserved to win, to be honest, on the chances that we had. I had a good chat with their manager, and he said that you were the better team on the day and deserved to win. Not to be, but anyone that's going to go there and gets a point has done really well, and we did that. And I think we're in a good place. We're in a healthy place. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. We're in the pack. We're in the pack for a reason. And I think we're going to stay in the pack, providing we do the right things.